What is going on, Jack Sauce? Here we are again, day 12. Day 12 of the 2023 Bitter Pops Advent Calendar, man. Officially clearing a box, man. Let's get into this thing. One box down, one whole box to go. Halfway through. Doesn't feel like it's been 12 days so far, but, man, we're cruising along on this thing. Day 12. Let's get into it. What are we doing today? La-di-da. Oh, Oxbow, Brewing Company. Their Farmhouse wheat beer with spices. Took 6 weeks. Keep cool and enjoy within 1 year. I like the drinking instructions. 6 weeks, man. That's not a bad. That's a pretty long fermentation for this. There we go. It is a farmhouse here. Oxbow. I know them. I've never actually tried anything from these guys. La-di-da is a farmhouse wheat beer brewed with Maine grown flowering coriander and sweet orange peel. All right, 5% ABV. Oxbow, they're out of Maine. Newcastle, Maine. I know that. I read about them. The whole scene up there in like around Portland, Maine. I think it's close to Portland, Maine. Anyway, that whole scene up there in that New England, the Portland, Maine, that region where the hazies all came from. I think that started in Vermont or whatever. But that whole New England brewing scene, they're a big part of it. Oxbow Brewing Company. Oxbow, I know in that area, I read that there was rivers that just take huge oxbow bends, and that's where they're getting the name from. I've read a little bit more about them just because they are kind of it's close to a true farmhouse ale or farmhouse production brewery that you're going to find without actually being a full-blown grow everything yourself. They use all local ingredients. They use local spring water or whatnot. They actually have a big barn on their property, a big farmhouse, and it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful in a beautiful wooded lot. And like I said, I've never tried their beers, but I have heard they are very, very good. Farmhouse wheat beer with spices. We talked about farmhouse ales, saisons and whatnot, where they come from. It used to be farmhouses would make beer out of their leftover grains, the wild yeasts, kind of from the actual farm, and they would give that to their seasonal workers. Wheat beer, we just talked about Hefeweizen, so we really don't have to get into that. 50% wheat added to it. The wheat proteins, the yeasts that they use or the yeast that they use to make wheat beers are suspended. The proteins are suspended, giving it that beautiful the texture and look. This does say in there that it has coriander grown in Maine and orange, very indicative of a wheat style beer. I don't know if this is necessarily Hefeweizen or then that style, but I have a feeling it's going to be really good. Spices galore, orange, classic wheat beer. I do know Oxbow is known for long fermentation. They don't take the quick way out. They really kind of craft these beers. They make, from what I read, they make really good beers, and they're really artisanal about it, and they're really, really into the production of it. High quality, which of course, Jack Sauce, that's what we're all about too. All right, so there it is, man. You can definitely see those proteins suspended in there. Unfortunately, you can't see it as well as I can, but the effervescence is high, traditional, indicative of a classic wheat-style lager that has just proteins just floating all into there. It is definitely not a filtered beer, but it's not like super, super thick. You can see a little bit through that. I can see my finger through there, but beautiful, beautiful, very fuzzy. On the nose, I mean, it's farmhouse ale. It's got that funkiness to it that farmhouse beers are going to have. They use wheat or they use yeasts, wild yeasts that usually come from the property or are cultured on the property, and it gives that funky kind of barnyard funk, dirt and earth and mushroom and whatnot coming out of it. All natural, if you will. But definitely spices come through as well. I mean, you get the coriander for sure. Cinnamon, nutmeg, there's some allspice in there, black pepper, and of course orange, definitely orange peel in there, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of lemon, I would say. It's really good. It's a well-made beer. I mean, it is exactly what you're looking for. It's well crafted. You're definitely getting the orange peel. You're getting the pith. You know, I love my pith. The spices come through. There's definitely an earthy kind of note to it. Hay, like wet straw in there as well. But the coriander comes through big time. The orange, again, is right there. There's definitely lemon to this. Floral components, a little bit of bitterness on the end, but not overbearing. It really kind of rounds it out. There's not really any sort of sweetness to it. It's just a really nice beer. Very refreshing, 5% ABV, so very crushable. And that's how we're going to end this box. I don't really have much to say today. It's a Tuesday. We're just chugging along, getting through it. La-di-da from Oxbow. It's really nice to see something from Maine in this box. Bitter Pops, I'm so excited to see what you have in the next box. We'll get more into it tomorrow. Till then, guys, have a great night. That's really good. Cheers.